time for Cigar Talk, the fastest growing cigar show in the nation. Whether you're a new cigar enthusiast or a cigar aficionado, we have something for everyone. Bringing you the best interviews, cigar reviews. So grab yourself a cigar.
It's time to light 'em up.
Welcome back to Cigar Talk. I'm your host, Rob Jones. We got Bryant Falconer in the co-host seat. And then we've got, I was going to say Tony Gonzalez. Sorry, bro. There's no comparison there. We got Carlos.
You're wrong for that, dude.
Just saying. Dude, Tony Gonzalez.
Vegetarian.
He is like a Greek god.
Vegetarian.
Well, all Greek gods aren't vegetarian.
Well, he is.
All right, fine. Anyway, you know what? That dude was a class act.
Oh, yeah. Had to be. Had to be.
Well, I mean, you know, way different than that dude that played for the Patriots.
Oh, which one?
The one that
killed himself. Yeah.
What was his name? Eric Martinez or something?
Aaron Hernandez.
Aaron Hernandez.
I was close.
Wow. Here we go.
It's going to be one of those kind of shows anyway.
Yes, it is.
Dude, I'm excited because today we are going to talk about something that I hate. Something that I hate. And I think it would be pretty much across the board for all cigar smokers. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yep. Who doesn't hate getting a cigar that's bad construction or let's talk about the symptoms. You've got canoeing.
Tunneling.
And, you know, the canoeing, that is a very rare occurrence in my smoking. You?
Rare.
How about you?
He pointed.
No. That's not canoeing.
Before that, though, how many?
That's tunneling.
Canoeing doesn't happen as much.
Yeah.
Right. But every now and then, you're like, half of my cigar is not burned, and it's like 2 inches.
That's a terrible thing.
That sucks.
It is.
But it's very rare. And then, of course, tunneling. That's, you know,
that's
what?
The worst.
No.
To me, it is.
To me, it's not. To me, a tight no draw.
Oh, yeah.
Like you cut and then there's no draw. You're done. Game over.
Golf club in the
I don't do the whole skewing thing. Yeah. That's not, I just, you know, I'm like, even if I make it to where I can smoke it, I'm not smoking the way it was intended to smoke.
Okay.
I mean, you agree?
Yeah.
If I got to ream a hole through the cigar, that is not how they intended you to smoke it.
It's not intended, but it's a fix that works.
I'm not saying it's not.
You know,
it's just to me, I'm like, I don't know how this cigar's supposed to be. You know what? Because I did my own shade tree mechanic work on it.
And then depending upon what Vitola it is, like if it's a torpedo, you might run through the side of the thing.
Oh, I've run through the side before.
And then you're really mad because now you can't use it.
Well, I just don't even mess with it. Now, I will say this, and then I'm talking about the extreme. Well, you know what? We're going to get to this all later in the show. I didn't mean to start the segment already.
Really quick.
So let's talk about what we're smoking. We have some very, very special sticks.
Yes.
You want to tell them or you want me to?
We are smoking a pre-release from Viva La Vida called the El Pulpo. That's Pulpo.
You said, spell like you said poop.
No, Pulpo.
Gotcha.
Pulpo.
He stuck it to him in the pulpo.
El Pulpo.
El Pulpo.
Oh,
there we go.
That's why you go.
That's it.
All right. Thanks for stopping by.
Done for the day.
He said, I did mine. Let me take off the headset.
Is your wife from the same country you are?
No.
Oh. I guess the odds of that would be pretty high.
In Abilene, yes.
Did you meet her here?
No.
Well, right. You brought her here.
Right, but the odds of me meeting another Salvadorian in Abilene are slim to none.
You're from California.
Well, yeah, there.
Right, but you didn't meet. Where'd you meet her?
Here.
Oh.
That's why he said it's odd.
Did you meet her here? And you're like, no.
He did, but he was still thinking that you were talking about El Salvadorian. That's why he said it would be 0 to
did
none.
You meet
here.
your wife here?
Yeah, in
Okay.
Abilene. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah, your odds here are very slim.
Yep.
Very slim.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to estimate that the El Salvadorian population of Abilene is probably at about 0.004%.
No, it's 1.
Hey,
him.
That 0.004 is him.
It's a lot higher than that, but we all get called Mexican, so it's pretty zero. Which is okay, right?
I mean, you have shared history somewhere down the line with Hispanic people, right?
I mean,
y'all
South
can
America.
well.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
I understand the jealousy. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's going to be that
exactly.
day. It's going to be that day.
Do you know how white I am?
Oh,
I mean, like
everybody in the world, people on the radio know how white you are.
To be fair, when I came out here, everybody was like, "Hey, your shirt's inside out."
So,
and it's a button up.
And everybody left. And you see, we got 3 lights on in here, right?
Yep.
4. He took the shirt off and it got brighter. Then he put it on, and I was like, "Damn!"
When
It glowed.
When
It's
light
like, you an elf?
hits this, it's like bling. So anyway, yeah, I'm not saying that as a negative thing. I mean, dude,
It's translucent.
yeah,
Opaque. Clear.
I'm a frost.
For real. For real.
Nipping at your nose.
Oh, God, no.
All right. So anyway, we're smoking these new, well, not even released yet by Viva La Vida, the guys over at Artesano Tobacco. And thank you
Most
guys
definitely.
for sending these. And so far,
It's a good stick.
mine has been fantastic.
Mine, too. It's a good stick. It's the retro hell on this thing is just like amazing to me. And I'm in the last third now, and I'm like, it's the same. That's the same, like with the Club 500 to me. I know what I'm getting all the way through, so it's that consistency that I love. This damn thing is starting off the same way, and this is the first one I've smoked.
To me,
Talk about it.
on my palate, it's going to sound weird, but there's almost like a tingling sensation. Are you getting that? Like,
Because I told you I was trying to figure it out.
it's a very rich cigar. Like, there's a lot of depth in where you're going with it. And that sounds like I'm talking out of my ass. And I normally don't talk about how cigars taste or smoke other than they're good or they're bad. But being a non-release cigar, it's very unique. Like, I don't know of another cigar that I'm like, it's like that.
And the thing that's getting me, we're pairing it with the Redbreast single.
You're not talking in the mic, bro.
I said we're pairing it with the Redbreast single pot.
Which is the 12-year-old.
12-year-old. And it's like I'm getting a chocolate aftertaste afterwards. And that is just killing me, man. It's just like, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
And you try to figure out these nuances in the taste. I'm like, this is great, man.
And I'll tell you what, it's awesome that we happen to decide to smoke these. I've had these for like 2 weeks.
Cool.
And I was going to do it last week, but then we ended up, we were like, oh, well, we're going to smoke this. And then I was like, well, next week I'm not going to forget. And, 2 extra weeks aging, awesome. But
Great stick.
I've just thought, you know what? It's really cool that this cigar is pairing with that.
Yes.
Because for me, the cigar, and what you guys have to realize is this Redbreast Irish whiskey, it's 12 years old, is only 80 proof.
Mm-hmm.
It has a little bit of a kick at the beginning, then it goes super smooth, and then it finishes with just a little warmth.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it is, this cigar is just a little bit stronger than that whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
And so it really, the cigar stands out more than the whiskey.
Yes, it does.
Because that's so smooth.
It allows
and
that cigar to
yeah. So the chance that we happen to pair these two together was
perfect.
just dumb luck.
Perfect. Perfect. It's that, as they say, that perfect storm. It just, everything is matching perfectly. For a pre-release that nobody else knows about, this is a home run, bro.
I didn't even know they were working on a cigar.
This is a home
Now,
run.
I think you're aware, but so one of the owners of Artesano Tobacco it's two brothers, Billy and Gus.
Mm-hmm.
And Billy came on the show, and we became friends and talked a lot. Anyway, he sent me like 4 or 5 of the pre-release of their first cigar, the Viva La Vida. And so, I mean, we got to smoke those, and they just had white bands. They didn't even say Viva La Vida.
It was just a white band on it.
Wow.
And so we got to see
like pre-release. We don't know the name, but
right. And it was an experience to smoke a cigar that you didn't know what it was going to be even called.
Absolutely. And
then to be on their journey, it felt like we were on the journey with them because they were letting us smoke them as they did.
Yes.
And so AJ blends them, and he was even telling me on the show when he came on that when he was down there working with AJ, like they would blend and try and smoke and blend and then repeat. And once they got just what they wanted, before production started, then Billy and his brother went back to New York. And like 6 months later, he ships him some, and it may not be 6 months. I could be off. But anyway, he ships him some, and then they start over fresh because now we want to make sure that the cigar they knew down there tastes that way when it gets to New York.
That's thorough.
Yeah.
And so it was not like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It was like we're going to dig in and get exactly what we have envisioned. So hats off to those guys. And there's something to be said for a cigar company that makes one cigar. You know what I mean? Now, it comes in different vitolas.
Yes, it does, but it's still.
After 5 years, they're just now coming out with their second one. And what that tells me is they want perfection as
Before
much as possible before they move to something else. And some other people could take that example.
Of that, yes.
I mean, you know, we're not even going to go down that road. That's all I'm saying. You know how I can get.
Rabbit hole.
Well, you know. All right. So, anyway, guys, tell everybody what you're smoking. Are you still smoking?
Yeah, It's the Villager Lancero, Villager Miami.
And so I want to give a shout out to Villager because I never have ever talked to these guys. And for some reason, they send me something once a quarter. And last quarter, it was like 12, 15, 18-year Jack Daniels and 2 of their cigars. And then this quarter, they sent me this nice ashtray and those 2 Lanceros. And it's so funny because when they send out a package, it looks like a package came from Hugh Hefner's mansion. I mean, they do it up.
Wow.
Like all black box. You open it up and it's got like different shades of black confetti. And I mean, it's like, is there going to be a woman in here? Of course, I think that a lot of times when I open boxes.
Oh, God.
So
we leaving that alone. Next topic.
Well,
we're not going.
When
down
Larry
that
was
rabbit
here
hole.
once, he was like, "Oh, who cut that body up?" Just kidding. So, anyway, no, hats off to those guys.
Yes.
Thank you for sending it out. And if you want to try the Lancero, like he's had some burn issues with it, but the blend has been great.
Yeah, no, it's
and
really good.
It started out strong. I mean, not in blend, but in smoking conditions.
Yeah.
And then it kind of petered out on you.
Yeah. I don't blame the cigar. I just have bad luck. I mean, I had 2 in a row.
Yeah, he did.
I sometimes feel that way too. And usually when I feel that way is when I have 2 in a row. I'm like, what the?
What's going on here?
Yep. Sam will sometimes, when he buys a box, he'll let me choose one. That way he knows I'm taking the bad one. And the rest are good.
How does that feel?
Slept rock.
I mean, I get a free cigar, but sometimes it is bad.
Hey, you remember that? Slept rock off the Flintstones?
Oh,
he walked around with that black cloud over him all the time. That's his new name, Slept Rock.
Oh, no.
But it's funny because you don't know how many times we've sat right here and I give him a cigar for us to smoke, and we're smoking the same cigar, and mine has issues.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mine burns perfect.
His is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And
I thank you.
I think one of the last, I don't know if it was the last time, but I was pissed because I bought 3 cigars for $84, It was Davidoff.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Larry's, his were great, and mine
Was shit.
was shit.
Wow.
And then what was that cigar that I had not too long back that, remember, it blew up and
Yeah,
I
you
smoked
smoked
it
it.
all
Yeah.
because the blend was so good.
But it looked
I
like
was
a
like,
Groucho
it
Marx
looked
cigar.
like it had blown up.
Like it had a firecracker in it.
I mean, it was one of the, in fact, I took a picture of it because it was one of the ugliest cigars that I've ever smoked.
What was that stick?
It-
Like, that was a minute ago.
And
though.
it was a good cigar.
Because you said, I'm going to keep smoking this. It tastes good. It was like, it's the ugliest thing I ever seen. And it just kept getting wider and wider. It's like, God.
Dude, it was like that wide.
But still smoked great, huh?
Couldn't even tell.
Wow.
It was just
If you were blind, you'd have been happy.
it was obscene.
Looked like when Bugs Bunny puts a carrot into Elmer Fudd's gun and it blows up.
At the end. But he said it was a good stick. I was like, evidently, because he was still smoking it, though.
Dude, this is good.
Look at it, man.
This pre-release.
Veiny.
What'd you say it's called? El Pueblo?
El
Pulpo.
Pulpo. Gotcha.
Octopus.
Octopus.
Oh,
That's what that means?
Mhm.
Okay.
so I wonder why this has octopus as its name. No, I mean, that's interesting. I'd like to know.
As dark as ink.
True. Because it is a dark stick.
That is a dark stick.
And have you've seen the band on the Viva La Vidas
Mhm.
with the Jester?
Yep.
Do you know the artwork of that band came from a girl who worked at their cigar lounge, and she was an artist. And when she came to work there, they told her her work was amazing, and they said, bring it up here, hang it on the wall, and
Yeah.
put us for sale on
Oh,
it.
wow.
And they just started selling artwork.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, then they had her do a whole wall mural of the lounge. So you're sitting in a lounge looking at the lounge you're sitting
Oh, that's
in.
cool.
And there were lots of regulars sitting in the chairs where they always sit.
That's awesome.
So everything they do has meaning behind it
Yeah.
for a reason. So when I find out that it's called the octopus, I'm like,
Oh, you really
I
wanna
want to
know
know
that.
what's behind that.
Yeah.
Billy's at the beach one day.
Snatched up.
That's a squid.
So you say.
Did you see that nature documentary where that dude lived like on a beach cove and he would go snorkeling every day and he basically made friends with an octopus?
No.
Huh.
Yeah, it's like, and then like he does, you don't know what the animal or whatever you call that.
It's an animal.
Well, I mean, it's like
a sea
it's
animal.
wet.
Yeah.
But anyway, you don't know what they like. It's kind of like tap and go, let's see what this word, and then one day he does something and it just pisses the fuck off and it's gone.
Oh.
And it comes back like 2 weeks later, like he finally got over it.
Sound like somebody else I know.
I know, right?
What are wives?
No. Wow. Well, I had to think about that. Well, and mine listens to the show. I'm sorry.
Mine does not. So
Sorry.
Same.
yeah, one day he told me that his wife listens to the show, and I was like,
After he set me up, it was the show after he set me up. He said some things, and she was like, "Well, why did he say this?" I was like, "He's joking." Yeah, right. And I'm like, "Rob, man." She listened to the show. He's like, "Well,
I'd love to
Well?
blame Rob, but you told him
right.
she listened to the
right.
show.
after after
No,
it was after."
no, you told me she listens to the show, and then the very next episode, I'm laying like Easter eggs all over the place.
Because I looked at you like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Right. And I'm over here just like, what?
Oh, man.
I said something, and I said something about,
Women.
all those
women.
women checking you out. And,
Oh.
dude. I forgot to say she didn't know because they were playing pin the tail on the donkey.
Asshole.
God.
Oh God! And that was a mild prank
Yeah,
for
you.
me.
Not for me. I had to deal with that. Because you know about the Kansas City hat, right?
No.
So
I do. Yes. The Cowboys.
Dude, no.
Oh, that was different.
No, dude.
Yeah.
So
when the 49ers and the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl, and we lost, I had a picture that used to be on Facebook with me in this hat right here.
and I
okay.
photoshopped
He
it into
photoshopped
the
it
Kansas
with
City hat.
I got kicked. I
dude,
got kicked out of 3
have you-
49er groups. I was told I was a traitor.
Oh,
dude,
man.
and what's funny
And it
is
was perfect.
I set it up like an hour after the game.
Mhm.
Like
Right
they
after.
had won
Right
and he
after.
had switched sides.
Right after. Next day I wake up and I'm going to the hospital because I'm getting my left knee operated on.
Wow.
I'm looking at Facebook. I'm like, what the hell?
Like,
and I'm like, who did this? And I go to surgery. They put me out. I wake up. This shit is still on my mind.
Oh, dude. And people were just blasting it.
me.
Wow.
Blasted me. And then I said, I don't know who put this motherfucker, started laughing. I said, you bitch.
Oh, dude. Like, he was pissed.
Man.
He didn't know it was me.
Until he started laughing. I was like,
But have you
bitch.
seen my Photoshop skills?
No, they're good.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
so,
Really good.
like, when it comes to putting people's heads on other people's bodies or, weird stuff, like, I'm good at that.
Yeah, no, that's an excellent.
That dude was on a knee scooter like Colton.
Like Colton, yeah.
And I put it on a rocket. That's for Jack's Rocks.
To do something else. Oh, so you're naming listeners. We got to give a big ups to Tim Bandy.
Tim Bandy, thank you for the cigars, dude. Nice.
Yes, man.
Like,
Took care of us.
yeah.
Took care of us.
Every now and then a listener will call out to the Leaf and order some cigars, and then they kick out a couple of what they ordered to us.
Yes.
And we thank you for that.
Most definitely, bro.
I mean,
Most definitely.
You know what? That is like the cigar community.
100%. We just didn't do it like Sam. Pick out the bad one. And
Dude,
we smoke everything else.
The other day I went into the shop, and what's that friend of yours that's always in the shop across from you? The other day when I showed up?
Eric?
Yeah. So Eric was there, and he was smoking an LFD, and I was like, I've never smoked that one. Where are those in the humidor? And he's like, oh, they're not here. Sam gave it to me. And I was like, Sam, you didn't give me shit.
Yeah.
And I just gave Sam a shirt. I gave him a shirt.
Just gave him a shirt.
It was he was new, but
Uh-huh.
I gave him a Tabanero shirt, and on the front it says 6 inches of pure pleasure. And then he didn't give me a cigar.
He probably thought you was talking about it.
Well, and then
6 inches.
Then he slaps me in the face again later that night because he's asking Julio to come smoke, and he says, "I got cigars for you," and I'm like, "Oh, you prick!"
Say asshole.
I think Sam doesn't like to give me cigars because there's been a couple of times he'd given me one, I smoked it, and he come back, he's like, "Hey man, how'd you like that cigar?" And I was like, "It sucked."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I guess it wasn't when you said he was dead to you for like a month.
Yes.
Hey, let me tell you something.
It was
Let me tell
other
you-
adjectives
Let me,
in front of
let me tell you something about Sam. Okay, I'm gonna give him props. He was dead to me, and then the erection. I mean, the resurrection.
Resurrection.
Yeah. Not the erection.
I'm saying, where'd that come from?
He has come back. So but he's on thin ice.
Thin ice.
So
Because he came back with a bottle of bourbon. What?
Yeah.
dude,
He just dropped it on
shows up with a case of Old Forester handles
Yeah.
that he said he got them for like $21
Yeah.
a bottle.
Yeah, on base.
Wow. And so anyway, guys, we were drinking. I mean, we talked about it a little bit because of the pairing, but the Redbreast Irish whiskey. It's a single pot still, 12 years old, and here's what it says on the bottle: a rich mix of dried fruit and spice with toasted oak, sherry undertones. That's where you get that flavor. That's kind of like, it's not really recognizable to me because I don't drink sherry. Do you? Have you? Is that that's a wine.
I
isn't it?
thought it was a cooking wine though.
Well, I mean, there's a drinking sherry and a cooking sherry.
I've never drank sherry.
Have you eaten with it?
Yes. Certainly.
Does your wife know you're with sherry?
Oh no!
Here we go again.
Sorry, Tiffany.
Here we go again.
Oh,
Man.
still going with that.
Oh,
Man.
you know. Anyway, let's jump over. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to be able to talk about it on the show, but
yeah.
we are going to let you know that I've been talking with McAuliffe Cigars, and we are about to start doing something very cool.
Possibly big, man.
I don't want to say any more than what I've said. I think you kind of said too much.
Possibly.
But
I said possibly.
If it turns out the way I think, I hope, I think it's going to be badass, and I think you guys are going to get excited about it. And so if you have not become an ambassador, you should go ahead and do that. Are you an ambassador?
I am.
Okay, good job.
What's your number?
Oh, I don't know. 3,000 something.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You're
you've been a
not that
while.
far. Yeah.
I mean, they have like 12,000, 13,000
Oh,
now, geez.
Mhm.
Yeah. So if you're not, I'll put a link down in the show notes and you can become an ambassador. But we're going to do something, and it's going to be really cool. And I want to say thank you to McAuliffe.
Yes.
They are our longest running sponsor.
Sponsors.
And it's a joy to be sponsored by a company that you respect, you appreciate. And so I'm happy as I can be.
I mean, appreciation goes from the top down.
Right.
I mean, with Al just on his way somewhere else, he stopped at the Leaf and just sat with us. How many hours was it that day, man?
Oh, I wasn't there.
He sat
dude.
there and smoked with us and just conversated. It was just like brought the passport. What's the name?
Right. Oh, yeah. He delivers
Delivered.
a box of passports like he's the mailman. You know what I mean?
Wow.
He's
In his vet.
Have you met him?
Yeah.
Okay.
In
He's
his
like
vet.
the laid back, cool dude that, like, if he's the grandfather I never had.
Thank the Lord,
thank
God.
Lord, I didn't really have the one that you guys know about. That's it. My grandfather passed away before I was born. So
That joke should have too.
Let me say something about McAuliffe, though. 3 months ago, I had my truck broken into in Austin, and they stole my blue McAuliffe leather bag. And I had been trying to find one, and finally Jay got a hold of Dan. And Dan was able to track one down for me. And, man, am I appreciative of that.
Wow.
He got me the bag and also a V cutter.
oh,
McAuliffe
nice.
on there. I mean, just who else takes care of their customers that way?
Nobody.
I don't know anyone.
Nobody,
I mean, really, you know, when I was talking to Amanda earlier this week, I was like, I told her, I said, you know why I love you guys sponsoring? Because when I talk about you, it's not bullshit.
Nope.
I don't have to make shit up. And I said, I don't know if you know this, but that's what we require from our sponsors. And maybe we're missing out on money from, you know, whoever. But I'm
However,
not, you know what? I'm not going to bend my expectations, standards, just so we can make some a little more dough.
We did it once and we learned
Oh,
from it.
well, we started that way.
We learned.
We
from
thought, you know, we've been doing this show for over a year. We could use a sponsor, and then we got some really bad cigars.
it. 8 boxes.
8 boxes
Yeah,
worth.
he only smoked 2,
And then I gave the rest to Brian.
and I gave to a whole lot of people.
Oh, dang.
You want a cigar here?
Dude, it was called Alpha Dog,
Oh,
and they're infused with absinthe.
Absence.
Like, you know that
that's interesting.
It was not.
No.
Not at
It
all.
was disgusting.
Yes, it
Oh.
was.
It was like I smoked
Medicine.
a middle one, or not a middle.
That's what absinthe tastes like,
Yep.
though.
Yeah, it was a cigar that tasted like medicine.
Yep.
Wow.
Medicine. God.
Did it come with a sugar cube?
It should have. It should have. It should have came with a warning.
It should have came with bleach to wash my mouth out
smoke
afterwards.
this.
Wow.
And you know the funny thing is,
Hey, we just dogging.
like, so like a year later, after we had already done that, it was like a 3-month sponsorship. about a year later, they hit me up. Oh, they hit you
Yeah,
up.
they hit me up.
And I was like, yeah, that's
It's
not happening.
Oh. I was like, thank you.
I was like,
can't do it again.
I could never recommend somebody smoke this.
I can't do it again, bro.
I think that if they were to really think it through, they should be in the mulch business. That's just my opinion. No hard feelings. Just say, hey, call it the way you see it, right?
Oh, wow.
No, I'm serious, though. You put like 5,000 of those in your garden.
we got a bullseye on the back now. Damn.
Oh, man.
He said mulch.
Wow.
It was not nice.
Ooh, it
Just
wasn't,
saying,
though.
dude.
I can't lie.
You ain't arguing.
Not at all.
Right.
Not at all, man. That was an experience. That was an experience.
And I've smoked other cigars that were bad, but they took it to a new level.
I had people mad at me, Carlos.
I can imagine.
That cigar you gave me, I was like, how was it? People that didn't smoke, I gave, man, I'm not smoking nothing else.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude,
Wow.
it was bad.
It was terrible. It wasn't bad. It was terrible.
Man, that sounds so bad. I'm curious.
No. Learn from my experience. If ever you learn from somebody else's experience, take ours. Because, no. Mm-mm. And they were like Gordos. They were big.
Ooh, of course they were.
They were big, man.
So when you lit one up after about an inch, you were like, wow, that's going to be a long smoke. You just knew.
Here's the one messed up part about it. I smoked one day, and I took a picture of me smoking it. And if you look at my face, it's got a weird look on my face. But I made a profile picture out of it. He made it in black and white. And folks, I loved it. I was like, I wasn't loving that stick I was smoking. Dude, the picture was perfect. But that stick, I was like, oh, God, man.
I think you've bashed on them enough.
Yeah,
All right.
we have.
Okay, mulch.
The mulch.
You know what? If I ever come out with my own cigar, that's what it's going to be called.
mulch.
Mulch. El Mulcho.
Just as long as it don't taste like them.
How do you say mulch in
I have
Spanish?
no idea.
So it's be mulcho.
Mulcho.
Sure.
See?
He's going to add an O to the end of it.
Boom.
Here we go. I told you it's going to be one of
Robbo,
those shows, man.
Briano, Wino. Is wino a Spanish word?
No.
Okay.
That's 100% American.
It rhymes with burrito.
It's 100% American, bro. Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, no, we're going to jump right in now to, before we jump, let's talk about the Leaf.
Home.
I mean, home away from home.
Home.
And dude, I mean, a lot of our listeners order cigars from them because when you find a shop that takes care of you at the level, like you have no worries.
None.
When your cigars show up, they are ready to smoke. You don't need to let them age.
Yeah. Nope.
It's not Cigar International.
Let them.
It's
going to be that show today, huh? Okay.
Hey, the dartboard just got bigger.
Yeah, I see. Pull down the.
Well, I
what
mean,
talk about now.
You know, here's the thing, and I'm straight up. I've ordered cigars from them. I mean, you know, what I can tell you is that if you do, you're going to need to age them a while because they're in I'm only assuming, I don't know this, I've never gone there, but I assume they're in a giant warehouse without AC, without humidity, in giant boxes, and they are just shipping that shit like Speedy Gonzalez. You know what I mean? Arriba.
For real.
Boom.
What does Arriba mean?
Hurry up. Let's
okay.
go. Oh.
Or hurry up. Yeah, I guess
That's how I mean, I don't know Spanish, but I watched it whenever he would say that, they would haul ass. So it made sense.
I'm not going there. Let's
Arriba,
hurry up.
Arriba.
Hurry up and move.
So
He said I watched it.
But yeah, the Leaf.
I watched
Get back to it.
it being the cartoon.
Yeah, okay. Speedy Gonzalez.
Not Speedy Gonzalez was the it. It is the cartoon.
Okay.
Looney Tunes.
I'm just saying that was a cartoon.
Did you watch Looney Tunes?
Oh, yeah.
The old ones?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You know, now they don't have guns.
Yeah, they've taken off a lot of it. We tried watching it with my son. It was
How was it?
not good.
Terrible.
Like, did they
watered
take
down.
the old ones and do that to them, or
No.
was that just the new
the
ones?
new ones.
The new ones, yeah.
Because you can see the
Once
old
you
ones
got
on Prime.
rid of all the old guys doing the voices, you lost
Well, it was
the
just one
writing
guy.
too.
It was just one guy, Mel Blanc.
Okay, so, but I'm saying you missed the writers as well.
Yeah.
Because when he was gone, all those guys were gone.
Yeah.
So now it just became like lame-o. You know what I mean?
Another old.
A kid show.
Watered down. Yep.
Oh, definitely.
Mhm.
Definitely. Weird.
Yep. No more cat calling from the characters.
Man. None.
So how do they even still have a Pepe Le Pew?
They don't.
Oh, they
They don't?
don't? They
Mm-mm.
axed him.
Yes.
Yeah, he's gone.
He was too sexual.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I was like, that dude is my idol.
Mm. Johnny Bravo was my idol.
Oh, Johnny Bravo
See,
was
Johnny
something else, man.
Bravo, I never got into that.
Why not? You are Johnny Bravo, bro.
Whatever.
You
Johnny
are.
Bravo.
Comb your hair that way. Just have it poofed up in the front, go in the back.
They say kids can't understand some things, but I
Shoot,
understood Johnny Bravo. I was like,
understood.
you just walked into
Immensely.
an airport, got Mile High Club right there on the cartoon. It's fine.
Are you serious?
Serious.
Yeah.
You need to watch that again. Just listen to his vernacular, the things he says. It's not overt. It's just right there in your face. You don't have to think about it. It's right there.
Yep.
Really?
Oh, really? Him, the Animaniacs.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm
Dude.
saying. The cat calling.
Oh man.
They were trying to get the population up, I think. From
Nah, water this down. We need to stop.
Hey, so
No.
I think we're going to take our break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we'll dive into the bad construction issues.
Gotcha.
You're not going to want to miss that. We're going to talk about some of the experiences we've had. We're going to name names. Bingo was his name.
Yeah, oh.
So, you know what we should call this episode is the episode O.
Stop.
But don't
Stop.
put it
Stop.
separate. You know what I mean?
Stop.
You get it now. There you go.
Stop.
All right, guys. We'll be right
Break.
back after a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hey, bro. What's up, man?
Hey, I need some advice from you.
Okay, so this is the Cigar Talk Hotline. How may I be of service?
Exactly, perfect.
Okay, what
All
you
right,
got, bro?
I have a new guy. He's only had a couple cigars before. Has no idea what he's doing, and he's looking.
So he's
for,
just like you.
God.
Sorry. Go.
I'm gonna call Brian.
Hey, he's on the call. He can hear you.
Is that John? No. What's his
Say
name?
hello, Bryant.
Hello. Hello.
What's up, bro? Like, you got a friend, he's new. What do you want to ask?
I just want to give him like 10 specific cigars to try.
10.
How
Right,
new?
well-
How new is he? Like, how many cigars has he smoked ever, or how many cigars does he smoke in a month?
Like 5 to 10 ever.
Oh, 5 to 10 ever. Okay.
So I'm thinking like my father.
Okay. Hey, we're not going to make the list right now. We will. I will make you a list and I will send it to you.
That works.
And yeah, you're on the show, by the way. So we're in the middle of taping. So
Well, hell yeah.
Anyway, you're famous.
I was already famous, but I could always use the boost.
So just so everybody knows, this is Little Boy Blue. And hey, and if you look at my phone, it's spelled BLEW. Little Boy Blue.
Ooh, that's wrong.
We were supposed to keep that.
Sorry, Kyle. Anyway, no, I'll make you a list. I'll shoot it over to you by tomorrow.
Sweet.
All right, man. We're going to get back to the show. Have a great weekend, brother. Hey, you going to be on the Herf tonight?
Looking at it, yeah.
All right, sweet. We'll see you then.
Have a good night.
See you, man. All right, so that was Kyle from the Discord. He also does Mac Daddy Spices.
Yes, I got to give me some spices.
Have you had any of his?
I've tasted what stuff you cooked.
Dude.
Is that a rub?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, he does rubs and he does like cooking spices. Like, and I don't know, did you ever meet Zeka when he came through?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so Zeka's like a huge chef. And he says most of those rubs, when you look at the ingredients, the first ingredient on them is salt. Mm-hmm. He's like, they're shit. That's not how Magdaddy's is. He's got the real deal going on. Anyway, I was trying to see if I have... Hey, while I'm doing this, y'all could be talking. We're recording the show.
We didn't know.
I didn't know.
We just thought that you were being Rob again, just taking control of everything.
No. I'm trying to find a phone number because I want to call somebody up right quick. While I'm doing that, y'all could tell everybody what you were smoking. We had a break. I
was blessed with a yellow rose. When you talk about a cigar that's hard to find, but when you find one, you're like, it's like that blessing, that holy grail. That's what the yellow rose is. Like Rob was saying earlier, it's only shipped to Texas, but it's hard to find, man. And this thing is delicious, bro. Oh, this is delicious.
You haven't had one of those,
no.
Dude? Yeah, I am. That's one of my very favorite cigars, and I probably should have bought more, but there was also some other cigars in there that I hadn't seen in so long that I was like, I got to get some of those too.
Yeah, keep an eye on that.
Right. So, you know what? Next time I go up to Lubbock, and I may actually go up this week, I'll go back and see if they have more. And if they do, I'll pick you one up.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and I'm smoking the Tabernacle Goliath. This is
Foundation
Cigars.
And what's your first
Perfecto.
thoughts? I mean, you're just in the first third.
Complex. I mean, I'm getting all kinds of flavors in this. But it's not harsh. It looked like it was going to be a little harsh.
It's rich.
Yeah,
it's
very
not
rich.
harsh.
Smooth, creamy, a little sweet. This is a great cigar. Burning right.
Burning right. Construction
Look at that burn.
is good.
And dude, I mean, for a Vitola with the change up in the ring gauge, it's like a champ.
Oh, it's burning
because a
right.
lot of times you'll have a runner because it's trying to figure out how to be even, but that one they knock it out.
Oh man, salty, sweet, creamy. I can't decide.
It's delicious.
Yeah, I'm like, is he gonna smoke it or eat it?
Wow.
I might eat it.
Wow.
And I'm smoking the same thing. I am smoking the Yellow Rose, and dude, when I saw they had, in fact, I went in the humidor, and dude, it reminds me I gotta send this dude a hat.
Okay.
Anyway, I walk in the humidor, and this dude comes in. I think his name's Lee. And he works for Smoker's Haven.
Okay.
And he's like, hey, man, is there anything I can help you with? And usually I'm like, no, I got it. And I was like, yeah, I'm looking for this. And one time I was here, y'all had these. Do y'all have any of these left? And he was like, yeah, they're right over here. And he showed me. Super helpful dude. But whenever I found these, no. I picked up the Signature Series from Christoph.
Ooh.
And you know I love those, and those are hardly anywhere to be found. And anyway, I picked up a couple of those, and when I was checking out, I was like, dude, I can't believe you have these. If you only had the Yellow Rose, and he's like, oh, we got those. And I was like, holy shit. So he went back in and picked me some out. So I was like, thank you. So anyway.
Yeah, no, this is...
What's that? That stick?
Yeah. It's a good stick. Man. Especially after my run of bad luck.
Yes, today, especially today.
And it the coincidence that he's doing a show on construction.
On construction. And you are. Come on down.
Well, and I mean, the thing about it is, how nice is it when you go from 2 bad sticks in a row to get one that's...
Oh, it goes... Yeah.
I mean, you're like, dude, that's exactly what I needed.
Yep. Yep. Brings the day back together.
All right.
All
so
is not bad.
I found the phone number, but I have a picture of the phone number and not in my digits. So I have to actually remember the number. You know how long that takes me? You know I'm dyslexic?
No, didn't know that.
I'm dyslexic. So trying to remember a string of numbers like that is like a nightmare for me.
Here.
So you put it on your phone, and then I'll look at it and put it in mine. All right. See, that's way better. Thanks for the help, because the maximum amount I can remember at one time is 4 digit. I'm not exaggerating. Thank you, sir.
Should have gave him the number of the sex hotline.
Yeah. Oh, he knew that one. That's not his number.
That's on speed dial number one.
I hope this is still a good number. It's been a while.
That would be wild.
So, guys, I'm trying to dial up a very special guest. Well, what's weird is when I put that number in, it's not coming up on my phone. And whenever he texted me not long ago, I was like, oh, it's Billy. So I know I have his number in my phone, but I forgot what I put him under because I don't always put people under their real name.
We know.
It's like I make that up. So anyway, I was going to try to get Billy on the line. I wonder if it would be possible if he would answer this way. I'm dialing him up on Instagram.
Just answer.
Oh, let's see what happens now. That sounds like a game show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's that about the country?
For real.
Your next gonna be wild.
He's down in Ukraine.
That is an odd ringtone.
Okay, guys, so we're going to give up on that. Sorry, I had an ash on my mic. We're going to give up on getting a hold of Billy tonight, but I'll try to get him on soon because I got to talk to him about what an amazing cigar that was. And I don't use the word amazing lightly.
No. It's hard for you to say amazing about anything.
That's true. I mean, to be amazing, you got to show out.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. You think that's funny?
It's got to be amazing.
Boom. So, anyway, for you guys at home, that pre-release knocked it out of the park for me. I mean, I smoked it down to where it was so hot on my fingers, I had to let go. And I mean, that is truly a nub for me. I mean, I usually smoke them down to about there.
And leave them.
Yeah. You are like almost a halfer. Do you know how many times the next day I'm like, dude, you only smoked half of that cigar?
I know, I've seen that.
Depends, man.
Oh. I've seen it. I'd be like, what? Did you not like it? He's like, no, I was just done with it. He's like, what?
It's just done.
That's 50% of the cigar.
So if I go past half,
it's like $5-6.
I hate everybody hates Chris.
So, and I will say this too, the yellow rose, dude. Look at that ash on yours. You better ash. That's probably going to fall off on you.
Tomorrow.
Just do a little light tap and see if it goes. If it goes, it goes. Okay.
Nope.
Oh, see, you were right there.
Right there.
When you get to that 1.25 inches or more, it's like sometimes it's going to be firm and it's going to stay, but 80% of the time, it's about to go.
You're going to do a 5 o'clock freeze.
Yeah,
that shape.
Dude, and because that cigar is a thicker ring gauge, it actually holds together better. Like, in general, I have found that bigger ring gauge cigars, their ash is affixed way better.
Visuals. Visuals. Their ash is affixed.
It's affixed.
Tiffany.
It's a big word.
You did it, man.
Can you do something about this random?
Dude, it's you.
All right.
You and these damn visuals.
I like to paint a picture.
We know, Van Gogh. It's that O on it.
Is he Spanish?
No.
Van Gogh.
But it wasn't spelled that way. It's G-O-H. G-O-G-H. G-O-G-H.
I have no idea where Van Gogh was from.
I think he was from Portugal.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I made that up.
I
I like that. He's like, oh.
I have no idea.
don't believe
He's from
shit come out his
Taiwan.
mouth, especially if it's just blurted out. Nah, bruh. That's wrong. That's wrong. He's talking about Rob.
So
I know. He
anyway,
just asked us where Armenians are from.
Pull your mic down.
And then
dude.
you said Armenia. He was like, oh, okay. Okay.
Pull it down.
Pull it down where?
Boom.
It's still not going to
No, now you went too far.
See, I told
Oh,
you.
perfect. Right there. No, dude, you were like every time you had to sit up to talk, and then you slowly start slouching.
I'm supposed to sit up.
Well, that doesn't mean you're gonna. So anyway, guys, we're smoking good shit. Okay, that's what we're doing. We're drinking good shit, and we're gonna jump into now the segment that will be bad construction.
Bad construction.
Remember that what was that? Conjunction, junction. What's your function? You remember
Making
that?
words sound.
You didn't watch The Electric Company, did you?
Or wasn't the electric company? It was After School Rock
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
That's
that's why it sounded familiar,
with Verb.
but I didn't.
Verb. That's what's happening.
I was thinking of that Bill. Remember the Bill?
That was After School.
No.
Yeah.
That was After School Rock. I'm just a Bill,
Mhm.
and
Oh,
I'm
God.
only a Bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. I
yeah.
love that,
Oh,
man.
dude, I did too. That was a hit.
Yes, sir. Well, it's a long, long walk. I was like, I learned about the government from that damn song. From that song, man.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
dude, I was a kid.
Dude, you learned like the philosophy.
Well,
of
how it's
government.
supposed to be. Yeah. how it's
Right,
supposed
right. Not how it really
Yeah, how it's
is.
supposed to be.
There's no hookers and blow and suitcases full of money.
I mean, he was a white piece of paper.
Yeah, I mean that was a fantasy world.
For real.
But what was the conjunction junction about?
Conjunction words,
Oh, that's right. That's
and, but, that
Yeah.
that makes sentences go longer.
right. Gotcha.
That was my English, man. When I was a kid, sit there on Saturday mornings watching that, come home from school, catch one after a cartoon. Dude, conjunction, junction, verb.
We skipped that part from Lubbock. Lubbockians. We didn't. We like
It
conjunction.
was too educational
yeah,
for
it
y'all.
was like turn it off.
They're talking funny.
Put the Rugrats on.
My brothers, yes. Me, I'm too old for that.
Oh,
How old are you?
33?
Okay, so my youngest brother's 40, or he will be in October.
That's what I was just thinking about, but we watched a lot of the same.
Because they were still on.
well, reruns. I mean, but did you watch Gilligan's Island?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Wow. How about I Dream of Jeannie?
No. No. But Heidi, Gilligan's
dream?
Island.
Made you dream.
Heidi?
About, who
Was
was
it
Heidi?
that? Was that not her name?
No, there's no
No.
Heidi. There was a
Which one was-
Mary Ann.
And
Mary
Ginger.
Ann is the one. Ginger. Yeah. That's it.
and Mrs. Howe.
Mrs. Howell.
That's the one I was all over. I was like, oh, that old rich bitch.
I bet she wears Depends.
Yeah. They didn't even have them back then. It was a cloth diaper.
Oh.
No. Back then, they just wore a colostomy bag.
Oh. That went south real quick.
Real quick.
Mm.
It's called taking it below the belt.
Oh.
As you always do.
Boom. So anyway, let's jump in. Let's talk about bad construction. What's your like biggest, like the one that really chaps your ass?
It's two. It's,
Well, no,
fir-
you can't give two. You can only give one. I'll let you talk about the other one later, but we're gonna go round table.
You're going to talk about the other ones before I get to it, though. You are. But I hate tunneling. I hate tunneling.
I do too.
I
mean-
that shit. It just destroys a cigar for me. It really does.
Yep.
I do more than a half with that. I'm like, nah, I can't do this. I just put it down. I'm done.
Now, do you do the pinch?
You taught me that. I tried it.
Mhm.
It's still the same to
Have
me.
you tried it?
I've tried it. It works for some,
It
but not for
does.
all.
It's not always successful,
Yeah.
and it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. And I don't want to do that smoking a cigar.
Right.
I don't.
I noticed that, like, when you realize it's tunneling, a lot of times it's already too late because by the time you realize that it was burn line, an inch down, but the burn is like an inch and a half
Yep.
down into the cigar, you can't fix that. That's over.
Yep.
Done.
But if you catch it early enough, then you can pinch it and force the airflow to go around the center of the cigar. And sometimes that helps. Sometimes it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hate tunneling. And we were talking about it earlier. And he was saying, yeah, it's just something about it. It also ruins the taste. And that's 100% true because when it tunnels, I don't know why, but it's like the filler turns to like charcoal.
Yeah.
It's like you just burned wood and
You smoking ash.
you have chars, you have coals, and that high heat ruins the flavor of the cigar. The tobacco's not supposed to be that hot.
It's supposed to burn at a certain degree, and you just going way over that when it's tunneling. It's a terrible thing, man.
Yep.
I get rid of a stick. I'm like, nah, I'm done. Let me find something else.
I did that just not long ago with the Saka cigar.
Oh yeah,
and I posted a picture of it, and the guy, in my post, I had actually thrown 2 Saka cigars into the ashtray that probably had only been smoked for about 2 to 2.5 inches each. And usually I'm a big fan of Saka cigars, and I chalk it up to it's a natural product.
Yeah.
It's made by man.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get a dud.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, I posted a picture of that, though, on my Facebook. And, dude, some of those Saka fans.
Just like
Oh, that's a great cigar.
Dude, yeah. And to be fair, it is a great cigar. But what was funny is they were like, well, it must have been humidified wrong. And I was like, no, I know where these have been.
Yep.
And then the next guy was like, it's a user problem. And I was like, okay.
Blame you.
Well, and my first thought was, if you know how not to do this, I'll be the first person to listen.
Yep.
Let me know.
And I said, dude, I would love to have you on the show, and you can tell us
How
that happened so that people won't have it happen. And he goes, oh, well, I know it's tunneling because I had that problem back whenever I had started, and I don't have that problem anymore. And I was like, you didn't answer the question.
Can I get an answer for 100, Alex?
And then
nothing.
Zeka came along and said something completely smart ass, and I think I was like, I'm going to not say anything else, but
Well, let that go.
it was funny. I did laugh on it. But no, that's an example of a cigar company that their consumers are very loyal.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And you don't have loyal cigar people for a brand unless they make a good product. So, and I said in my post, I'm not knocking Saka. It happens.
Yeah.
It sucks that it happened to me right here back to back, but unfortunately it does happen. And so one of mine tunneled, and the pinch didn't work, and I was just like, you know what?
I'm done.
I don't want to jack with it. I'm done with jacking with it, And so I was done.
You throw in a lot of the outside things that cigar smokers, we all have in common. 90% of not 90%, I'm going to say about 60% of the time. We've had a bad day. And you want to come get a stick, and you just want to enjoy the stick. Now I got a stick that's tunneling on me, and I got to do more work. I ain't got time for this.
Yep.
So I got 2 examples of that. One is, it doesn't even have to be a bad day. Maybe you just found yourself an unexpected hour that's going to be free.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I want to relax and enjoy it. It doesn't, on the bad day, but even if it's just, it's my time.
And you waste
I don't get any extra time.
Ooh, Lord,
what time I have is all I get.
Yep.
And so I don't want to spend an hour with a cigar that's not easy to smoke, pleasurable. So I'm not going to do it, man.
Tell the truth. It's just it's a bad experience.
Yep.
What's yours?
Now, hold on.
Okay.
Let's jump into the tunnel.
I really don't.
Yeah. So, no, what is the theory you have that causes a cigar to tunnel?
Poor burning. I think it's sometimes.
Well, I think that's kind of a general answer. We are lighting it on fire.
To me, and I don't know if this is even real, it's just my mindset with it. The roll wasn't correct. I believe the roll wasn't correct.
See, that's what old man Bill
okay.
would say, bring me that cigar.
Yeah.
Another one just like it. And we might look at 3 or 4. And he could actually see a hole
in it,
in the middle of the area where it wasn't bunched tightly. It wasn't
Okay.
tight enough.
Okay.
And so the airflow chamber that goes through the cigar, you know, usually the filler in the middle is responsible for the combustion. And they might put 2 different fillers in there, and one's primary objective is combustion. And then the other one is where you get a lot of the flavor. But he was saying, you know, if they like leave a air pocket that goes through, it's more air, more fire, and it just tunnels.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if that's true, but it sounds plausible.
Plausible to me too.
Yeah, that's a theory, except for the ones that don't tunnel until you get like halfway or the first third. There's some cigars where I've been smoking, they smoke just fine, and then it gets to that
Right.
pocket and it's all done.
I've had them do that too. And we were talking earlier, you know, whenever I pick up a cigar and I'm going to buy it, I fill it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's way too soft. I don't want that. That's going to tunnel burn for sure. But then there's some that I feel and it feels like it's perfect. And it starts out like a dream. And like you said, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you fill the cigar and it feels like, and I'm going to keep it PG.
Thank you. Thank you.
where I just thought about.
Saved us.
Didn't know if the feds were listening. So, no, it feels soggy.
Yeah.
But
okay.
it's so weird is before I lit it up, it did not. It's like that heat is making it get soggy. So I don't know what makes it do that. And it could be a bad roll. I don't know. I don't roll cigars. And then I talked to the president of a very, very well-known cigar company. I'm not going to name his name. But I asked him this morning, I said, hey, I got a question for you. And he's like, what you got? And I said, what causes cigars to tunnel burn? And he said, that's a very complex issue, but the short of it is that it's a natural product. Leaves are not all going to be the same. And now, I didn't get to go into a lot of depth with him about it because I was working, he was working. But I took that as, well, yeah, I mean, if you have, let's just say you have 500 tobacco plants. Even though they all came from the same seed, you don't have the same genetic makeup of every leaf on every plant.
That's true.
So even though they pick this leaf that is perfect, all the leaves are not going to be made up perfectly. Right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a theory, and I thought it made sense to me. And then I went on about my day. So that's my, I mean, I guess that's the theories I would lean to agree. I mean, the common one also is, I think, when there's not enough tobacco in there. You know what I mean? It's I don't know. There's a lot of parts that go into making a cigar.
200 over 200 days.
But you think about when you roll the filler, you know, you really, it's not rolling it, you kind of bunch it.
Right.
And then you put the binder on it, and then you roll the wrapper. So at what point are you missing it? What's the mistake area? Because to me, if there's not enough tobacco in there, if you roll it like you normally would, it would be small.
Yeah, it'd be different.
You know what I mean? It's like,
you
well,
can tell the difference by looking at it. You should.
right. So
You should.
I mean, it's hard for me to say, well, it must not have enough tobacco in it, because wouldn't they know when you're rolling and be like, oh, that cigar's a lot smaller than the other ones? You ever play with Play-Doh and you're rolling it up, and you know what I mean? And the more you rolled it, the thinner it got.
It brings back when I worked in St. Louis at the state hospital. We had I worked forensic. We had prisoners, and they couldn't have cigarettes, but they could get tobacco and
roll their own.
Call them roll 'em ups. And you would see guys that could roll up cigarettes that look perfect, but when they smoke it, it'll canoe.
Yeah.
Or the tunnel. And it was, when you were talking about that, it's the person, you know, he would roll 5, because that's what they do. They roll about five cigarettes for the day. And then 2 of them would be perfect. Then they get 1 or 2 that's like tunnel, or in a canoe. Then they get the last one. It's perfect. Well, they rolled all three of them all five of them at the same time. Did the exact same thing, but you have a difference in 2 out of the 5. So,
and you got to think about what causes
it.
I mean, and who knows? Like on cigarettes, when that happened, I always blamed the paper. I mean, I smoke cigarettes,
me too.
And I mean, I don't now.
Nowhere
But
near.
back when I was young and dumb, and anyway,
Did you roll them up on your sleeve?
I did.
Oh God, I'm done.
And I put them and I put them in my sock.
Oh, I'm done.
When I was in junior high, I
You
had
smoking cigarettes in junior high?
clove cigarettes. Yeah,
Wow.
That's how I started. Was cloves. I had a kid rat me out one day in class. He was like, "Mrs. Johnson, he's got cigarettes," and I was like, "Dude, what the? I will beat your ass." Yes, I was in ninth grade.
Wow.
Ninth grade's not that young. I knew dudes smoking when they were 12. And whenever I was 12, I was in 6th grade. I remember when we all had to do like the fitness test day where
Yeah.
you had to like run a mile and
They called it the president's fitness thing.
yeah, some bullshit. But anyway, I remember we were going on our mile run and my buddy was dipping Copenhagen and I was like, "Hey man, let me have some of that." And then I went on a mile run.
Oh my God.
I squeaked in on the passing grade for the presidential fitness. I can tell you that.
Jeez.
But it was rough. Have you ever dipped?
Never even smoked a cigarette.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Huh. Have you? Well, never mind. I
No.
don't want to embarrass you.
The answer's probably no.
Okay. You have lived a very calm life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that would be like.
It's nice. It's relaxing. Surprises to a minimum.
I like surprises
Oh.
most of the time.
Yeah, but the surprises life dishes out are never good.
Hey, wasn't real big on the surprise I got last night.
Oh God.
Forget it. Anyway.
Oh Jesus.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So what's your pet peeve on construction?
It's tunneling.
Okay, something other than tunneling.
That's it. I mean,
So you're good with tight draws.
tight draws can be fixed with the tool.
You fix them.
I do. Absolutely. As opposed to throwing the whole thing away. With tunneling, you can't fix it.
It depends on how bad the tunnel is. I mean, how bad the tight draw is. If it's completely plugged, I'm not going to fix it. I'm not going to try.
But they make tools for that.
I don't like the tools. I don't use the tools. The only thing I will do is I will massage it, trying to loosen it up. And if it's super plugged, that doesn't work.
But even if you do the squeezing thing, you're still getting that burnt flavor. And it's ruined.
I haven't noticed it, but here's the thing. Usually, and I'd say 90% of the time when I have a super tight draw, the tightness is somewhere between my fingers.
Right.
So this is not on fire. I don't get a bad flavor from massaging this area. Do you?
Well, but you're getting the flavor from the combustion all the way back.
Right, but I'm not messing with the part that's on fire. I'm messing with the part up here because that's where it's plugged.
Right, but the burning itself is what gives you the flavor, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it is burning.
Yeah.
If you're getting smoke in your mouth,
Right, but it's burning
it's on
at that
fire.
part where it's tunneled.
We're talking about a tight draw, not tunnel.
Oh, tight draw. Yeah, with a tight
Pay
draw.
attention.
As soon as I get the tight draw, I just put that tool in, that perfect draw, and it's back to normal.
So you don't massage it.
No, I don't do that anymore now that I have the perfect draw tool.
I got you. Well, a very good friend, Sean O'Connor,
Yeah.
gave me a
Both
tool,
of us. Yeah.
and it's a great tool, but I never use it. And do you?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah. Scared. Because the one he gave us looked like a harpoon.
Oh,
Mhm. That's what they're supposed to look like.
I mean, but it's this long.
yeah.
It's this long.
What?
Yeah,
his
it's
is
just
that
like
long,
that.
too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it looks like a harpoon.
Oh, shit, that's not it.
That's the wrong
because it rips
Oh, yeah.
open the tobacco
Back
on the
over,
way back.
Yeah.
Yep.
takes out that vein that's in the way.
But it's longer than that.
Let me see that one. Yeah. Ours is probably about like that.
Wow.
Yeah, serious.
And the harpoon is
it's got
way more pronounced.
A punch on
like-
one end. I mean, it's serious. It's a harpoon.
So it'll rip out more than it should.
Yes.
I don't think it should be.
It
that
really
big.
doesn't rip out because that's what I thought.
But here's
looking
the thing.
at it,
Like, this is almost like a hook.
Yeah.
The ones that we have, it actually has like a thin, like almost a knife blade that looks like a harpoon, but on the backside where you're pulling, it's shaped like this, and it's like a razor blade, so it's not pulling it out, it's cutting through.
Yeah, it's creating airflow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I just don't use it. But anyway,
I do.
it's a cool tool.
It is
If you wanted to eat someone's eyeball,
perfect. Perfect.
oyster on a half shelf.
But to a tight draw, there's a fix. Or even if you don't like the fix, there is a fix.
Right.
Tunneling, it's the most frustrating thing.
It is. Well, for me, they're equally bad.
I can see that.
They really are. Now, the other ones, what do you think causes the tight draw?
A tight draw? Tight roll.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
too much tobacco, maybe. A tight roll. I mean, really, I think that's what it comes down to. And
Yep.
I
Yep.
would say that is roller error.
Absolutely.
But that's one of the things that I love about McAuliffe and Tabanero and Perdomo. All those guys test draw every cigar.
Yep.
I was talking to Yonko from Tabanero, and I was like, dude, I have not had one cigar that you've made that had a tight draw. And he was like, we test draw every cigar. And I was like, dude, thank you. Everybody should be doing that. And he's like, I don't know why they don't. So, it can't be that much extra money to test them. And to me, if you're not test drawing your cigars before you ship them out to the consumers, you're not caring as much as I
Right.
think you should care.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, and like you said, it's not that expensive. It takes time.
It takes time,
But-
and it's not like, well, I'm not even going to go that road, but
Yes.
I don't want to piss everybody off. It's not that kind of a show.
But yeah, the tunneling, I'm convinced it's something, either the tobacco leaf kinked when they rolled it and created that air pocket. It made it just burn a whole lot, faster down that vein of the leaf. Or there's a vein in there that's got an air pocket around it that's, causing more oxygen.
Have you ever like straight cut a cigar? This is a construction issue also that we don't talk about much.
Okay.
You clip a cigar,
Yep.
and you've got like giant stems
Oh.
right
Yes,
there.
absolutely.
Yes.
And it's like especially if it's one of those cigars that gets wet, you end up, or this is what I do, and this is the world's worst thing that you can do, is I'll bite that and I'll just pull it out.
Wow.
And sometimes, dude, you get like a giant
Yeah, I've
leaf
done
come
that.
out of there.
Yep.
Now your shit is opened wide.
Oh, it's over. When you pull out a big section of the filler, game over.
Oh yeah.
But what always surprises me is like, when you're smoking very good high-end cigars, which when I say high-end, I don't mean expensive.
Right.
I mean guys that give a shit about what kind of product they put out. You don't really get that.
Right.
But you might smoke one every now and then that's, Johnny come lately, and it's like, holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
I've even had a cigar that has more than one. Have you ever seen that?
I have seen that.
It's like they'll have like
Yes.
2 or 3, and you're like, I'm smoking stems.
Yes. Yes. I've had that happen a few times.
Yeah.
I love good cigars.
But like smoking this cigar, smoking that cigar there, you're not seeing anything like
No.
that. But that's not really one of those issues that you think about very often because it's very rare.
It is.
And that's probably because we don't smoke shit. when you smoke good stuff, you're not going to get that, at least not very often.
And that also comes down to how much can you resist not pulling it out? Because if you don't pull it out,
we see he can't resist it at all. It's there. I gotta get rid of it.
Dude, it's like a scab. I'm like, it's ready. It's ready. Oh, it's not ready.
it is satisfying to take it out. It is. It is.
And dude, it's crazy when you take it out and it's like, you know, the length of the cigar.
Yes.
You're like, holy crap, I just took out a third of the tobacco.
Well, it's done.
Yeah. You've never pulled it out?
Yeah.
No?
I got a set of scissors. I just clip them.
You know, it doesn't matter what you do. I got to pull it out.
Pull it out.
It's like a splinter.
I gotta get it.
It's bothering me.
No.
So, and then talk about canoeing. Like, that bothers me, but that doesn't prevent me from smoking the cigar 90% of the time. I mean, I have had maybe a handful that it was almost like tunneling, but it was canoeing the whole cigar except for like this section. And I mean, if you catch it really early, you just clip it off.
Yeah,
and
or
relight.
just touch it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you catch it real early, you can usually touch it up. But sometimes you look down and like the side of the cigar you've been looking at while you smoke is fine. And then you like roll it over and you're like, what the?
It's a little ash taco.
It is
Ash taco.
Yeah, it is not good.
It's like, why is this thing not ashed yet? It's like 4 inches long.
Right. And it's got like a shelf built. Just holding it there. I wonder if you were in an ash smoking contest, if that would allow you to win.
Oh.
Nah.
Why? If you have the ash.
It's not a complete ash.
Is that in the rules?
We'll find out.
I'm going to dig into that.
You know, we need a good ash contest. Leaf hasn't had that in a long time.
And you know, they had.
But you're going to have people laying on the floor.
Yes.
Laying on the floor.
Dude, did you know Deborah won?
Did she really?
Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. I take it back. It was not Deborah. It was that other girl
They used to
from
work.
the old Leaf.
Yeah.
Not Kelly, another one that worked sometime. And she really didn't even smoke cigars, but she laid down on the floor and smoked it. And I was like, that's bullshit. And I mean, to be fair, I called bullshit because when I laid down with her, they were like, no.
That was the problem.
Hey, when she started yelling, get off of me.
Oh, shit.
I'm kidding.
He's serious.
Oh. We need to talk to Jay about that.
You want to have another one soon, huh?
Yeah. Got me all excited.
Yeah, but no, the canoeing, I really don't know what causes that. What do you think causes that?
Canoeing,
This is just a theory, but I think it
Humidification.
could be, boom. It's more humid on the side that's not burning. So like maybe it's in a box that's near too much humidification and it's a full box. So the humidification is only going in from the top. And so when you light it up, being that it's kind of damp on that side, it burns perfect everywhere else except for that. That's just the theory.
It's a good theory. Yeah.
That's a theory that I've had about it. So
Yeah. That one doesn't bug me as much, though, because I'm usually catch it, touch it up, and
move on.
it's back to normal.
Yeah, that one doesn't occur very often.
Yeah.
And then another one is when it just completely comes apart.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're smoking it. It seems like it's going good. And then you're talking to your friends. You look down and it looks like a cartoon.
Wait a minute. One time, Rob was smoking a cigar, and the wrapper started coming off.
Yep.
This motherfucker took it off
I've done that.
and just smoked. I'm like,
It came off to the degree where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to enjoy it.
Nope.
And it's inevitable.
Yep.
And so I'm like, I'm going to just smoke binder and filler.
And that's what he smoked. I said, man, that looked like a turd you smoked. He said, but it's good.
It was good.
That happens, especially with Connecticut's.
Oh,
happens
yes.
a lot with Connecticut's.
Oh, yes.
And I think that's all a construction issue.
Yep.
Construction.
I mean, on the wrapper unraveling, I think that's a construction issue. Now, like when you have one that explodes,
Yeah.
I have no idea what causes that. Like when it's almost like the heat gets to a certain part and the heat makes it expand and it just busts slits.
But that's
down
the leaf
side.
too. That could be part of. Well, sorry to interrupt, but that could be part of the genetic makeup of the leaf also, because you can have parts of the leaf that are taking that humidification, and then some that are not. There are parts that are not. So it gets through the humidified part, then it hits that dry part, and it's just, as we know with dry wood, anything that's dry, it starts to spread quicker.
Right.
It spreads quicker.
Yeah.
And heat
Makes it. Yeah.
Yeah.
expands.
Over humidification, I think, is a problem with the blow up. I had at one point my locker, for some reason, something
I
happened.
remember that.
Yep.
So for some reason,
And I lit one up, and the whole thing just destroyed itself.
So do you know what happened and why that happened?
Well, yeah.
Jay told me that Scott had accidentally left one of the humidification blowers focused just at your locker.
Yep.
Your locker was the only one being
Yep.
humidified. No, I made that up.
No, something happened with the blower, and it was blowing directly at my locker.
Oh,
humidifier.
so see there?
He told a lie. And
My
it was the
theory.
truth.
No, that's exactly what
I'm
happened.
talking about he told a lie.
I
and it
was
the
making up a
truth.
theory.
No, and I lit that cigar up, and it blew up. Blew up.
Man.
So, has to be an over humidification problem.
And when you think about it, though, cigars are very delicate.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
These are not, baseballs.
Can't treat them like cigarettes.
No, you can't even
No.
drop them.
Right.
Oh, no.
I mean, I've literally dropped a cigar, picked it up, and was like, "Oh, I busted the cap, and
Yep.
now it's got a split going
Yep.
down the
Yep.
side." And so, treat them as such.
it's an investment. People say, well, it's just $13. $13 a stick. I'm not going to waste that on some junk. I'm not.
Yep.
So you got your sticks in your locker. Those are investments.
Mm-hmm.
You want them to be in there, and you want to be able to go in there, open that door, grab one, and smoke it. And
Dude,
be
I mean, my humidor right
Yes.
there, I'm like, I care about everything in there.
Yes.
I want my humidity right. I want the temperature right. I want the LED lights shining on them just right. You know,
It's feng shui.
It's, now when I come in here, if I like open up the door real slowly and slide in here like undetected, my cigars are having disco parties in that humidor at night.
The lights just
Got
flickering.
a pole in there.
Ball
You know,
running
it's
around.
got those lights going. Those cigars are getting down.
They're like, Rob! Everybody
Boom.
down.
Boom.
You open that thing up. Where do these baby cigars come from?
Babies. Them damn Rocky
Little
Patels.
cigarillos.
Yeah, and I probably shouldn't say that.
Please don't. Please don't.
I forgot that's someone's wife's name.
Yeah, please don't.
Anyway, and then, the blowing up. Sometimes when they blow up like that, they're still smokable. And I've smoked those down to the bare nub because they were so delicious. And I've noticed that when that happens, I've never noticed a cigar company that had an issue with that. You know what I mean? Like some cigars have construction issues, and when they do, they're repetitive. It's like, hey, this is your problem. Figure it the fuck out.
Yep.
But on the exploding, I find it's just a random hit or miss, and it's a rare. It is. I mean, I think maybe this year I've had 3 cigars that did that.
Okay.
I don't really know for sure what caused it, but that's our best guess. But it's not like one of those that is happening all the time.
Got you.
So, is there any other ones?
There are
we miss
others,
any?
but I can
Oh,
they
oh,
pop
oh.
off the head.
And so this is a issue about the wrapper coming unraveled.
Oh, yeah.
And this is user error.
Oh, the cut.
One, cut. That's, I mean, if you're not cutting your cigar right, you're opening yourself up to a bad experience.
Yes, you are.
And I've done it. I've cut below the cap. Like this cap right here comes to right there. I mean, literally don't have much left.
Yeah.
But I used to cut like down here.
Yeah.
Because especially on like a bellicoso or a torpedo, I would like guess where do I need to cut that? And sometimes I'd be like, I cut it to where it's even with the shoulder and you're way past the cap.
Yeah.
Well, what would save me though was that I would leave the band on and the band will hold it together.
Mm-hmm.
But when you take the band off,
Done deal.
it's like,
Yep.
Done deal.
it's like,
Yep.
Oh, brings us to another construction issue. Those bands are just stuck on with crazy glue.
Now, do you say that in reference to Roma Craft?
That's what I was going to say. I love Roma Craft, but
They're one of the main
bands-
offenders, but I've had that happen with others. And you got to wait. You either got to wait till you get down close enough to where
You can
cigar
slide it
heats
off.
it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
and
no,
you
no,
can
no,
take it
no.
off.
Do you slide them forward?
Sliding sometimes works. Sometimes I'll slide and I'll start cracking the wrapper.
Well,
So-
but here's the thing. When I get down to the wrapper, if I slide it off and it fucks up the wrapper, I'm like, I enjoyed the shit out of that smoke because I got it all the way down to the wrapper. Because like on a Roma Craft, the band is way up here.
Yeah, and it's small too.
So by the time I get to here, I've enjoyed the cigar. So I will say for me, I don't like multiple bands.
Ooh.
You have like a band here, a band here, a
And a
band
foot,
here,
yeah.
or sometimes like that Psycho.
Yeah.
It's the whole
whole
cigar
cigar,
has
yeah.
got a band on it. And so I do you take your bands off ever?
No, not till
Until
I
you
get
need
to
to?
it. Yep.
See, I don't either because I don't like to take a chance on it unraveling. And if you got a band on it, it's holding it together.
It is.
Whether you think it is or not. So, like, I know some guys that take the band off just because they're like, I'm not trying to be fancy.
Yep.
I'm like, for me, it doesn't have anything to do about being fancy. It has to do with it's a tool
Yeah.
that keeps my cigar together. And now that's not to say that you will never have one come unraveled if you do have the band,
Right.
because sometimes it is the wrapper and the wrapper's like, you ain't messing with me today. I'm all in, bitch.
Yeah.
So
No, it's a risk, and sometimes the glue might come. It might overflow a little bit into the band, so you
Yeah,
take that wrapper
wrapper
off.
off.
It's gonna
and then,
rip.
yeah, I do hate that when I'm taking one off and I'm trying to tear it off and I rip off part of the wrapper. You're
Yep.
like, oh, what the hell?
Yep.
So that sucks. All right, any other ones that you can think of?
Not me.
Other ones are going to be caused by
A human error.
Yeah,
I mean, on our
humidifying
side,
it.
consumer side. Yeah, because I don't know if I ever told you this, but way back years and years ago, a lady had like, wow, I don't know, 300 cigars, maybe 250 cigars. And they weren't hers. Her husband had passed away. And he'd been collecting cigars for over 15, 18 years. And anyway, she asked me if I wanted to buy them. And I was like, yeah, I'll buy them. I mean, I went and looked at them first. But I mean, it was like, dude, there was some good cigars in there. We're talking, they weren't like just boxes of one cigar.
Yeah.
It was like random stuff that he'd smoked. And he was all over the place. Like, there would be a $3 cigar in there, and there would be like a $30 cigar in there. You just didn't even know what all these cigars were. And a lot of them, they don't even make anymore. So I was excited. And when I got them, I brought them home, put them in the humidor. And I was like, I'm going to have to really let these sit because they have not been taken good care of.
Yeah.
And I mean, some of these cigars were 15 to 18 years old.
Wow.
And I only paid $100 for all of them. Wow. So, I mean, because I didn't know.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if these are good. They weren't. 90% of them sucked.
Too far gone.
They had dried out
Ugh.
and the oils had escaped the cigars and they tasted stale.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a dried out
I
cigar?
have.
It was stale.
Yeah.
And no matter what I did to try to
Save them.
save them, they weren't coming back because I tried. I was like, okay, well, I need to let them rest longer. I need to up the humidity a little bit. And, all these different tactics. At the end of the day, they were what they were. Yeah. Just like, the Cowboys record.
I mean, the lesson to be learned there is smoke your good cigars because you never know when you're going to die.
Never go.
And some schmuck will go there and buy the whole collection for $100.
Like Rob.
I'm trying to remember, but I want to say it was Punch. These were Punch cigars, and there was actually a box of 8 Lanceros. Well, they weren't Lanceros. They were El Presidentes, which is like a Lancero, but a little bit thicker, and they're 8 inches long. I looked them up, and they were made in 1999.
Wow!
I was so excited to smoke those, and I smoked about 2/3 of one, and then I was like, nope.
Wow!
And when you picked them up and you lit them, I mean, right out of the gate, you were like, this has zero flavor, and what I do taste is just stale.
Yeah, mothballs.
Yeah, exactly. So I was very disappointed in that little thing. So, but that's an example of user error.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure those were great cigars.
Yeah. At one time.
Oh, they were.
Now, what's the oldest cigar you've ever smoked? I mean, how many years has it?
Wouldn't know.
So a friend of the show one time sent me a Padron 1926. No. It was actually the Padron Millennium Edition.
Wow.
Which was like a 1926, but upper tier. And this was in 2019. So it was a 19-year-old cigar. And I'd never had an old cigar before that was good. But anyway, so my expectations were very low because he was like, dude, let me send you this. And he sent me that. And he sent me some really high-end Cubans. But the Millennium was 18, 19 years old, and I was like, it's going to suck. Anyway, I was wrong. It was amazing.
Wow.
It was so Padron. When I lit it up, first 2 or 3 puffs, you're like, that's Padron.
Yeah.
Because, they have their own unique flavor that nobody has.
Right.
Even though that dude tried to make one like it. What a ripoff. What's that dude's name?
I can't remember his name.
It'll come to me. I'll rat him out next week. David. Last name. Come on, throw it at me. David. Maybe I'm wrong. He owns that cigar line. I don't even remember it. You know what? I tried to smoke it. I liked it at first, and then the more I smoked it, the shittier it got.
Okay. I'm trying to remember because I know you talked about it.
He was on the show.
Yeah, you talked about it.
He's like this cigar manufacturer guy, and while we're talking, I tell him that, we don't have very many sponsors because most sponsors don't live up to our expectations, and so we only work with the people that we know do quality. And what type of companies they are. Do we like the people,
Yeah.
And his response was, you're leaving a lot of money on the table, bro. And I was like, wow, that says a lot
That
about
does
you.
say a lot.
Ain't
Yeah.
about the money.
And I mean, right on the show he said that, and I was like,
Okay.
Anyway, not a fan of theirs either. And it turned out that comment was spot on for the way he does business. But, to each their own.
Almost definitely.
Is there any other issues that we missed? I can't think of any. If
the major ones we hit, everything else falls upon either user or just it's the man-made part of it. And those are things you just really can't get around. Humidification is an issue that everybody deals with. I don't care how you do it in a humidifier, Frigidor, Tupperware. It just depends on how precise you are with it. There are a lot of things that we could talk about, but really nothing. The major ones we hit. Those are the ones that mess up everything for everybody. The tunneling, the canoeing, hard draws, the wrappers just coming off, things that destroy the experience. And that, man, I hate them.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end,
Hey,
it's a gamble. It's a gamble that we take. But I love that ride. I truly love that. Oh, he done found somebody's number.
since we don't have a joke of the week, we're going to do a prank. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Bart Simpson.
Yeah.
You like
Hey, Rob.
Billy? How are you?
How's everything, brother?
Oh man, everything is good. You're actually on Cigar Talk right now. We like to do a little surprise call because we wanted to tell you something.
Oh, excellent, man.
The new cigar blend that you sent me. So I've been letting them rest in the humidor because traveling. We wanted to give it a full shot to see what we thought. And dude, you knocked it out of the park again.
Excellent. I'm so happy to hear that, brother Rob, and the Cigar Talk Show. To hear it from you guys, it's a blessing.
Well, we are very appreciative that you sent those our way. And I got to tell you, man, we bragged about you because it was really good. Dude, and the show today is on bad construction and stuff that you don't like. And your cigar had none of those qualities. It was right when we cut it. It was a perfect draw on the cold draw. It lit up and delivered great flavor profiles that were very unique, by the way. Very, very unique. And they burned from beginning. And I'll take a picture and show you how much of it I smoked. I couldn't smoke any more unless I put it in a pipe.
Oh, my God. So this is truly to the knob.
Oh, yeah. And in fact, it's funny that you say that because I showed it to one of the guys here on the show, and I was like, that's what you call smoking it to the nub, bro.
Yeah. You know something? I swear to you guys, we waited for a long time for this cigar to come out, and we are so glad that we did. I bragged on you for that. You know what? I told everybody, I said, you know what? I was very fortunate and blessed to have smoked the pre-releases of the Viva La Vida. I know how long it took because they didn't want to rush a cigar to market, and they made sure that they had everything just the way they wanted it before they released them, and it's been a huge success. And I said, you know what? They didn't go out and make 10 more cigars or different lines of cigars. It's been years, and they're just now coming out with their second cigar. That tells you that they want to deliver the best possible products. Exactly. You nailed it to the 100%.
Oh, I mean, I see cigar companies all the time. They come out with a good cigar, and the next thing you know, they've got 20 different lines of cigars, and then they no longer have the magic they once had. And I see that you guys take your time, make sure it's right, and there's no rushing success in the cigar business, and that's what you've done.
Correct. And you know something? Our consumer is our main purpose of being in this industry. We love it so much, but we love the consumer more. And when we try to bring a cigar to the market, we want it to be the cigar that they've been looking for, they've been waiting for, they're excited to smoke it. I love when I light a cigar and I drag from it and I have that flavor that I'm looking for. I always look back on the cigar and it makes me smile. And that's what I want people to have, that experience, is when they drag from that cigar, that put a smile on their face.
Well, let me tell you what was very unique about the cigar, my experience.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you do it, but at one point in the show, I said, I don't know what it is, but I almost have like a tingling sensation on my palate. And Bryant said, yeah, I noticed that too. And after I reflected, it's like, the blend of the tobaccos was making my palate salivate a little more and able to enjoy the different blends. How do you pull that off?
I mean, look, you put it the right way. Exactly. When you have an ingredients that they've been aged for a long time, you've been taking care of them for a long time, and AJ is master on that. Those flavors married together, once we put them in that cigar, you will have tons of flavors.
It's very, very complex, by the way, Billy. Very complex.
Right? A lot of smoke. There is no burn on the tongue. Smooth, creamy. You blow the smoke out. There is no residue. There is no aftertaste. It's because the wrapper is 10-year-old.
Oh,
wow! San Andreas wrapper.
Wow.
The filler and binder, yeah,
and it's not like a San Andreas that's overpowering. It's actually complementing. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah. And the filler and the binder is 8 years from AJ's farm. It's all Nicaraguan. And I look, we met in 2018, me and you.
Yes, sir.
And you knew about El Pulpo from that time, right? And we talked about it. I showed you a few pictures here and there. And from 2016, we've been working on El Pulpo.
Wow.
And we wanted a complex flavors. We want flavors that fit people palate.
Well, you knocked it out of the park again. I mean, so I got to ask you, tell me why you named it
El Pulpo?
Yeah.
El Pulpo, as you guys know, it means octopus.
Well, we didn't know that, but one of our co-host guests today speaks Spanish, and he was telling us what it was, and I was like, now I got to know why they named it that.
Yeah, so basically, the octopus is an extremely smart, intelligent creature that no matter what shape you try to fit him, he will fit inside that shape perfectly. If you put a box, he will be a box-shaped creature. If you put a circle, he will become a circle. Triangle, whatever shape, he will fit and squeeze in, and he become that shape, right?
Right.
Like water. You put water in a cup, that cup becomes, the water becomes that cup.
Right.
So we wanted flavors that fits people's palate, like the octopus.
Wow.
The way he fits in those spaces.
Interesting.
And that's why we wanted to call it the octopus. And also we want the same way the octopus hunt and hold his prey and he eat it till the last drop. We want clients and consumers, when they smoke the cigar, to smoke it to the last bit of it.
Well, let me tell you this, Billy.
Mm-hmm.
When we were talking about the name and how you say it, and our guest co-host over here is Carlos, and then he told us what it means, I was like, I can't wait to find out what it means for Artesano Tobacco, because they don't do anything willy-nilly. There is a meaning and a thought behind everything you guys do. So that's why I was like, I got to call him and ask.
Thank you. So that's the reason. Honestly, like why, it's because those things that I told you, the way the octopus fits in those spaces and it becomes that space.
That's
we
awesome.
Want the flavors to work with people's palate and becomes that flavor that they're looking for.
I love it, man. Well, dude, let me tell you, I love the cigar. I really did. I was kind of scared to smoke it because you set the bar so high with the Viva La Vida that I was like, I don't know if he can, measure up to what he's already done. And dude, you did. Hats off to you. Hats off to you.
Thank you. And another thing, guys, as you see, we send the pre-release to the Club 500 to cigar store managers, owners of the cigar shops. And we want your opinion and your feedback. And as you know, guys, the cigars are not rolled yet. The minute I still have till next week to give the okay for AJ to start rolling the cigars.
Wow.
So the tobacco has been aged, right? So once we roll the cigar and we put them in molds and then in the humidor, you need about a month and a half to 2 months before you bring it to the market. So next week or in 10 days, we're going to give either the okay for AJ to go ahead and start the production. And it's all because those 1,000 people that we send cigars, actually about 800 people that we send cigars, if the majority comes in, and so far, and let me tell you, I swear to you, it's 100%. Everybody.
I have no doubt.
Smoked it.
I have no
They
doubt.
said this is the blend.
Yeah, that
You know?
that is a very, very interesting blend, and it's very delicious. I mean, I'm gonna just say it like it is, dude. It was like I did not want it to end, and it's been a long time since I had a cigar that I did not want it to end because it was just that good.
And I have another. Thank you so much. And I have another. One of the magazines who smoked it. I'm not gonna mention who. They sent an email saying this is one of the best cigars we smoked in 2020.
2022. But I can tell you right now, I've already started making my list of the top 20 cigars of 2022. And I thought that I had already found the best cigar I was going to find for the year. And now I'm not so sure.
I'm glad that now we made it harder for you.
Oh, yes, you really did. And I mean, that's a testament to you guys. But I tell you what, just because I know how you do your business, I'm not surprised. Like I've been telling our guest host today about the Viva La Vida experience and the tremendous amount of work that you guys went into of making sure it was the best it could be. And I told him how that y'all smoked the cigars down in Nicaragua, and then you smoked them again after shipping them to New York to make sure that they were going to be what you smoked down there.
Exactly. And
who does that, Billy? Who does? Not everybody does that, bro.
Right. And if you go look at Artesano, like the beginning posts of Artesano, you will see that we brought also pre-release Viva, and we shared it with a lot of cigar stores, members that clients that they are part of our team, and 99% people gave us the okay, and they gave us their blessing, said this is the blend that I would love to go to a store and buy it. And so we share those pre-release with everybody before we bring it to the market. And this way they know that they are part of the process, and they know how long it takes to make a cigar.
Well, let me tell you what,
it's not like coming next week. It's not coming in a month. In couple of months, hopefully it will be coming to the market.
Well, I can tell you this. This is what I know about you and your brother, that there's a lot of freaking cigars out there. I mean, a lot of freaking cigars. Mm-hmm. But there's also a lot of cigar makers, and then you also have cigar craftsmanship. And you guys put it into the craftsmanship to come out with something that we're going to love. And I should have had no doubt, but when I smoked it, I had no doubt. I was impressed.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you, for the host, for your everybody who's in Cigar Talk show, Brian and you and everybody. we thank you from the bottom of our heart.
Well, thank you for sending those to us.
Yes.
It was such a nice treat, and you know, it was funny because I'd already decided, you know what, we're going to smoke those on the show. And I thought, you know, that's kind of dangerous because it is a pre-release. So I don't know what stage you're at, you know. And so it was kind of one of those, you know, we're going to just smoke it and tell everybody how it was. So it was kind of like, I don't know how it's going to go. And then we smoked it and I was like, wow, when can we get some more?
Yeah, excellent. Man. And listen, I'm telling you, once we got another, I'm getting a small shipment again in September, hopefully. I will send you some guys for you to
bless
enjoy.
you, sir. Bless you. Hey, I got one last question before I let you go.
Mm-hmm.
Is the same artist going to do the bands?
Yes.
Awesome. I told the whole story about the background of her working at the Cigar Inn and on all your great stuff, man.
Yeah. That's the same artist. And she's going to do an octopus on it. And it's going to come out.
Oh, I have no doubt.
The art is beautiful, man.
I
Really
have,
nice.
I have no doubt. Do you already have some of the artwork?
Yes.
Oh, well, I can't wait to see it. I mean, she knocked it out of the park with a gesture, and I have no doubt that it'll be the same. Yeah. So, well, hey, man, thanks for taking the time to speak with us on Cigar Talk.
Excellent.
We're afraid we weren't going to get you on, and we just want to say thank you so much for the great work that you do, brother.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me, and we're so happy that you enjoyed the Al Pulpo, and hearing what you said. It means you gave me the okay and the blessing for us to bring it to the market. So.
All I can say is the sooner the better.
yeah. Excellent.
Hey, well, take care of yourself. Have a great weekend, and thanks for taking our call.
Thank you so much, guys. Take care.
Billy, take care,
safe
brother.
And well.
Be good.
Bye.
All right, man. That was cool.
That was awesome.
Great. Dude, Billy is, I mean, like I told you earlier, just like the most humble guy that I know in the market. And, dude, in 5 years coming out with just 2 cigars, because you want to put that much craftsmanship into what you do.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, you know what? When you are an immigrant and you come here and you know what it is to work your ass off for every dollar you make, you understand the value of providing value to people to spend their hard-earned money.
Right. Absolutely.
So, hey, I also want to talk about Tabanero right quick. We talked about them a little bit earlier. They're one of our sponsors. And if you haven't tried Tabanero, there's a link down below. Call them up. Go to the website. Order them up. And I'm going to tell you right now, the Sun-Grown and the Connecticut are my 2 go-tos. And the Sun-Grown, though, dude, they got a lot of different Vitolas in the Sun-Grown. I love the Robusto, of course. That's my go-to. Then I love the Toro. But they also, have you had the mic?
I haven't.
So it is like a 4-inch torpedo in a 60 ring gauge, which normally I don't smoke a lot of 60 ring gauge, but because it's a torpedo, it's not like you're smoking a big fat cigar.
Right.
And so anyway, that's also one of my favorites. And I just got in the box press torpedoes. Those are great. I think I've already smoked them all. So I got them in a month ago. Okay. And so anyway, if you don't want to get on the website, look down the show notes and call Jay. There's his phone number below. You can call him up. He'll hook you up. He carries all the Tabaneros. Well, he doesn't have the mics. He should get the mics.
Yeah.
And so then also Case Elegance. We are going to have a discussion next week on this show about 2 new humidors that they came out with. They have the Belmont, which is a medium size, plus medium size, and it's all covered in leather.
Ooh.
And then they also shipped out a new one. I don't even remember his name. I'll have to look it up. I mean, they just came out with this one, and the design is amazing. Before you leave, I want to show it to you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to see
but
that.
It reminds me of a Asian art piece. Oh. Yeah, you'll see, and then you'll be blown away. So look down the show notes and support our sponsors because they help support this show. And then we also want to give a shout out to our Patreons.
Yes.
Our Patreons. And you know what? I was talking to a couple of different Patreons today, but one of them reached out to me and we had a great conversation. And it's just always cool to get to know the people that support you.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
And so we want to thank you guys for supporting the show. I mean, you guys are just so rock solid month after month helping take care of us. And so anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this week's show. I do not have a joke of the week, so you lucked out. I will promise I will have one next week, and the rating will be worse for the show. So until next time,
keep smoking.
Keep smiling. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather. Happy trails to till we meet.